is Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn. Senator, it's great to see you. Thanks very much for being here. Give us your expectations for the meeting with President Biden today.
You know, Maria, I think the timing on this is so interesting. President Biden has carried out the most egregious power grab with these over 40 executive memos and executive orders. And then what should have been the first set of calls, which is calls to Republican senators to work with them on funding for COVID relief, has been his last set of calls. And everyone wants to see money for vaccines, money for research, but to spend another $1.9 trillion that is not targeted, that is not timely, that is not temporary, is not something that many of us are not interested in seeing done. And I have to tell you, I think there's a debate as to whether it is Biden or Bernie in charge of this spending process, because what the Democrats would like to do is push this through reconciliation and thereby not have to work with the Republicans.
Well, that's right. Just my next question, Senator. Can you do anything about it? Look, you're in the minority. They're in the majority in the House as well. Bernie Sanders is the chairman of the Budget Committee in the Senate. Can you stop this, or are they just going to roll over Republicans?
The only way we're going to be able to stop this is to have legislation and then also build public awareness and continue to push back on what is happening with these executive orders, with the jobs that are being lost, with the way he is taking steps that are going to embolden China and put them in a position, whether it is energy, whether it is manufacturing, his policies are things that are favoring China and are hurting American jobs and American workers.
Yeah. Well, I guess I want to hear from you what you believe to be the most egregious executive order. But before you tell us that, we have not heard President Biden come out and denounce the censorship that we're seeing, denounce the blacklisting. You've got members of the Democratic Party trying to say that anybody associated with Trump should not be heard in the public square. They shouldn't get jobs. They shouldn't be able to go to Harvard and speak. They shouldn't be able to get book deals. I mean, free speech under attack. And we spoke about this yesterday on Sunday Morning Futures. Here's California Congressman Devin Nunes on efforts within the government and social media platforms to pretty much silence conservative voices. Listen to this.
Yeah.
They turn the entire apparatus of the intelligence agencies on Americans that they don't like, Americans who maybe voted for Trump, Americans who use Parler, who think that Twitter and Facebook and Google and Apple are monopolies and antitrust and they should be broken apart. There's 75 million Americans who don't like those companies, who don't want to use those companies, but have to. They make a move to a small company like Parler and they get booted off.
Senator, you know, big tech was able to put Parler out of business. You know that. So where are we on free speech? Will we hear President Biden denounce what's taking place?
And, you know, Maria, this is something that he could have done right off the bat. Instead of doing all of these executive orders, it would have been great to hear him speak up and say, Huawei, we are not going to let you get into our supply chain. When it comes to drug manufacturing, China, we're not going to let you continue to control this. Big tech, you're going to have to stop this blacklisting. And if you want to be the public square, then you're going to have to be a free and open public square. But you can't censor people. You cannot control what people hear, see, say, and think. And he has chosen not to do that.
Yeah. By the way, you know, if China sanctions, literally days after, you know, the inauguration, China sanctions the former Secretary of State. I mean, come on. Yeah. You're the president and the commander in chief. Somebody's got to come out and say, hey, China, Beijing, Communist Party, you will not you will not sanction our Secretary of State or a former Secretary of State. The only person to really be heard is the Commander-in-Chief in that regard. We didn't hear anything about those sanctions.
Well, and the thing is, China has been sanctioning several of us. I've been sanctioned by China because they don't like my positions. But we're going to continue to push back and to highlight the relationship between big tech, the relationship between China. I have started filing my virtual U protection agenda. And the first piece of legislation in this is the privacy bill, which gives you the ability to control your virtual you and not share information with these big tech platforms. They would have to have your explicit consent.
We will continue to spotlight it. Great to have you this morning. Thank you so much, Marsha Blackburn. We'll be right back.